Hi folks, at last some decent blinking weather for a change. I want to get my ST220 out. This hasn't been starting or run for a long time. It's not MOT, it's not tax. I've got a few little jobs to do on it. So let's try and get it started. I think the battery might be flat, so I might have to jump start it. And let's try and tackle some of these little jobs. I've got the rear windows which need taking out, the rear quarter lights, because I've got some new strips that have gone on for the facelift version. Let's see if we can start it. Right, I don't know whether the battery's going to be flat. Yeah, it's not even working on the remote. Wait there, let's get the bonnet up, folks. I'm going to get me top-on jump starter kit, because the JW Egway one I've got is in Sharon's car. So let's get this bonnet up. Yeah, I'd like to get this back on the road soon, because I've got to do the front brakes on it. I bought new discs and pads and all that, so that will be going on. So let's just get this out, get that battery cover off. I probably need a new battery on this, to be honest with you. Right, let me go and get the jump pack. Right, here we go. So this is the topped-on one I've got. Very, very handy piece of kit, these folks. You don't need jump leads anymore. This is the topped-on JS2000, and you get this little lead that goes in it. Where's the connection? Hold on, it's in the top of it. There we go. That just plugs in there like that. And on the side of this model, you've got a little boost battery. You press that in with this one. We've got full charge in it, so it should start this up okay. And literally all you do is you connect it up to your battery. That's the positive lead there. Just connect that on there like that. And that's the negative lead there. That's connected up now. And as I say, you've got to press that little boost button in there. And you do a little click. Right, let's try and start it, folks. There you go. Great tools them. Just leave that ticking over for a minute. Get you out of so much trouble, these things. Well, let's put that away, leave that ticking over, and then I want to move it under the car porch. So we'll just leave that for a minute. Right, that should do. Battery box back on. I've got to try and squeeze in that little gap somehow. Jimmy put the car here, you see. Don't think I'm going to be able to get in there. Oh, might be able to. There you go. Right. Little blip of the throttle. First gear. Right. Out we go. Not been moved for a while, folks. Should do. There you go. Just leave that there for a minute, folks. Yeah, so I got these off of a fellow YouTuber, these chrome strips that go along there. The normal ones on this model didn't have the chrome strips on them, but to do that you've got to change the back quarter light windows, because they clip on the front of the seal there. The back bit is just floating, as you can see. There's no clips on the original ones, so the replacement ones, which are off of the facelift model, have a little recess where you put clips in there. And not only that, when you put that in there, if you don't have the clips on, it pulls the glass away from the rubber, so water can get in there. So because these sit out more prouder, these ones, these rubbers here, so the other ones have got a cutaway there, so that sits back further. So I really need to change these quarter lights, but we've not had the weather to do that up until now. So today's the day. I'm going to be doing this one first to get the first one out of the way, spin the car around and do the other one as well. So we're going to take the inside door card off, we're going to get that quarter light out. I've got to drop that window down as well, and then we'll be able to do it. So let's get going. So I've got this set of trim tools here, so I'm just gonna choose that one there maybe. Should just pull out then. There we go. See, the trim's actually stuck to this. That clips in there, that silver trim. So and there's, I don't know if you can see them or not, there's little silver clips on them. These are only plastic, you see, that's not actually chrome metal strip, it's a chrome plastic strip, so they can break off, just like the ones that have actually broke off on the end here, which are supposed to fix into that new glass. So I'm going to use some Sikaflex or something to stick that onto the new ones, well the replacement ones when they go in. And the first job is to take out the 4 crosshead screws or Phillips screws around the perimeter of the door card. There's 2 down this side, I think. Yep, one there. 2 on the inner side there. Yeah, there is. There we go, 1 at the top there. That one there. And then 1 below it, just down there. Now we've got a couple of clips here. In the rear of the door handle, there's a little little plug cover covering a little Torx screw, so we've got to get that out. And there's also one behind here, which is, I think it's a Phillips screwdriver. So you literally just get one of these tools there, and that one's got a bit of a thinner edge on it, I think. Look, just pop that forward like that, lift that out, and as you can see inside there, there is a Phillips screw in there. So I'll take that one out first. There we go. That's a bigger one. I'll put that over there because that goes with that. So I'm going to try and flip that little clip out with just a sharp end of a knife there. Or a little pick or something you can do it with. There shouldn't be too much problem. There we go, just clipped out there. Mind you don't lose it. There you go, it's just a little cover, look. It's got a flat edge on it, so it can only go in one way. And I've got myself a T25 here. Just undo that screw. There we go, little T25 screw, folks. Now, before I go any further, I do recommend dropping the window down about 6 inches or 6.5 inches, something like that. So let's just put that ignition on and drop this window down, something like that. Oh, hello, going right the way down, something like that. I've got a tape measure here. I don't think it's very critical, but yeah, I've gone down just over 6 inches, between 6 and 6.5 inches there, folks. We need that to gain access to certain things inside. So ignition off, keys out. Right, okay. So technically speaking, I should be able to lift this door card out now, but I will have the electric connector for the electric window to disconnect. So let's just see if we can lift it out. There we go. Oh, I can take that little plastic handle thing off there. Look, just pulled that out of the way. That should make life a little bit easier. There we go. Yep. I'm just tipping that door up. There's our little clip which just sits in there, and we've got this little clip with a little button there. You just push in and it should pull out. There we go. Just push that little button in there and that'll withdraw, folks. So that it does go in that clip, and that's the door card fully out of the way. Right, now this is where it could get messy, because we've got to peel back this inner lining there, and it's held on by a very, very sticky substance, and I'm going to try it with a knife because we don't want to damage it if we can help it. Try and keep it original. Just run a sharp blade, look, down where it's thick. You've got to try and sort of, very sticky. It sort of never goes hard, this stuff, you know. So let's just try and peel it back. There you go. Wow, that's terrible stuff, look. Look at that, look. If your door's been off before, you'll find all this being ripped up. What horrible stuff, folks. There we go, look. I'll need to gain access to this pillar here, you see, so you've got to sort of come across the top here as well. That's not bad, is it? And then we've got to undo this bracket here, which again is two Phillips screws. It's actually not too much of a difficult job, to be honest with you. That's probably the most messy bit, the bit I've just showed you. There you go. Now whether that will come off or not, I don't know. Yep, there we go. Maybe stick that back on itself up there or something. There we go, just holds itself back. Now what you've got here, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see in there or not, but there's a white clip there, and you've got to prise the back of the white clip off so that you can lift the glass out. So I'm just going to put my hand in there. I can feel the white clip, pull it back. It's quite firm. There we go, and I've just lifted it out the glass. And then that means I can just, yeah, it's out the glass now. And maybe just drop the glass down behind the back of the clip. Just to bend that glass a little bit, folks, just to do that. And there we go, look, I just dropped it down, look. There you go. The glass is out now. I tweaked the bracket in a bit and the glass slid down the back of it, sort of thing. So there we go, that's that. So I've now got this little trim out here to get out. I'll get that in there. There we go. Just pull that one out. Little clip there. And also this clip, this plastic trim around here as well. That's got to be hooked out. Again, same thing, just prise it out with a tool. There we go. And that's the clips where they are, folks. Look, one there, and there's one on there which is stayed in there. Just up there, look, so there's 3 clips that hold that in. I'll probably prise that out of there and just clip that back onto there so they can push straight in. And that looks like Torx. And the third one is going to be there. They've all got to come out. So these again are Torx. I think they're T25s. So lucky enough they're not that tight. So you've got that one that comes out there. You've got another one in here. Be careful with these, folks, because it could drop right down into your door. So when you're undoing this one, just be a bit careful. And when you've undone it fully, just sort of lean it back to lift it out. Come out very carefully, only little screws. I think there's one more in this bit here. There we go, just undo that. And again, I'm going to lean it back as well, although I can probably put my hand under there for that one. That's the third one out there. So there's 1, 2, 3, that's it. Right, this rubber surrounding door strip. Just pull that forward, look, it pulls out of there. There we go, and that just comes out of there like that. Now, do I need to take that internal door trim off? Not sure, but that should hopefully pull out now, look. If I pull it out that way, there's a bit of sticky rubber on there. Go around there. There you go. Now, hopefully now, the whole thing should hopefully tip and lift out. If I've done it correctly. Right, so I've just lifted that out there, folks, and hopefully this now should lift out. Right, what's holding that? Oh, it's just a bracket. They don't tell you about that, do they? There we go, there we go, here we go. Yeah, that little bracket is a little bit of a nuisance, folks, so that's it. What's that come out of there? Oh, here we go. It will loosen, look, there is a bit of sponge that goes around it as well, which I'm just going to peel back. Stuck on with that sticky stuff by the looks of it. There we go. Now hopefully just, click off. That's it, look, there you go. Out. That's the bit I've got to replace. So let's just show you the difference between the two glasses from a earlier Mark III Mondeo to the facelift one with the silver trims on, and you can quite clearly see the difference there. This thick rubber rim appears on the older version, and the new one with a chrome strip, which is what I've got now, as a cutaway version. You've got these metal clips in there which the end of that chrome strip actually fit into, so you can't actually glue over to the top of that, because this sits out prouder than what this one does, because it's got a cutaway. So these are no good no more for us. And this new one now has got to go back into that trim. So here we are with the trim that goes that way up, and you've got a little groove there which sits in that little groove there, and push it in from the bottom like that, and just push it right the way up to the top, and it will come to a stop, and that's it. That's in. That's the glass in. Right, so let's get this back in the door. And after fiddling about getting it out, as you saw, that bracket is your main culprit there, and if you actually drop that back into the door and then at that sort of angle in the big opening, turn it that way, then it drops in, look, and then push it back that way and you're straight in, and you can go back putting all your screws in now. So let's start doing that. That trim can start to go back in there, and that will push that in there like that. That drops on the inside of the door like that. When you put the screws in, folks, it'll tighten it all down. So that goes in that one there. Push that one down. There we go. Like that. We'll get our 3 little Torx screws and replace them. That one's going to go in there. In fact, you could get a bit of that sticky stuff. Just put that on the end of your screw for these difficult ones, and just plonk that in there, and it holds your screw in. Look at that, look. You ain't got to worry about dropping it then. I'm not going to tighten it down right yet, so that's in that one first. Use a bit of that again. Put that in the second one. Bit of that goo. And as you can see, it holds your screw in. Where's that one? There we go. Yeah, you will have to just move them about a little bit, folks, to line them up. There you go. I'm not tightening them down yet until I get them all in. That's that one in. Or you might have to just move things about. Look. There we go. So you get them lined up. And just literally nip them up. And that's that one. There you go. 3 of them nipped up. That's now held in place. On with the plastic trim. There we go. That's the first one on. The second one again just pushes in there. Just like that. Just squeeze the window rubber into place. Make sure it's in that door trim there. Right, that's awkward. So I'm going to pull away a bit more of this lower skirt there, because you need to get to the bottom, really. Right, okay. I can see the bottom of the door now. So, get my hand under that side of the glass. There we go, because you've got to slide that glass up at the beginning of that rail up here. There we go. There we go, up we go. Right, I'm in the groove. So you should be able to get the window up. Now it just clips over that clip then, and then drop it back into that clip. And that's just clipped in, there we go. Right, okay, that's in. I'm just going to turn the ignition on and see if that window will go up and down before I do any more, folks. So ignition on. Right, ignition on. Oh, I've got a bloody flat battery, ain't I? Oh. I've got a flat battery, folks. I'm going to have to start the car up. Blooming typical, folks. Everything's sent to texture in it. I will have to put a new battery on here. Right, let's do this again. Jump start it. I didn't have it ticking over for long, actually, to be honest with you. So I knew it's probably to be expected. So let's get this out again. Connect that back onto the battery. Make sure you do give it a wiggle, folks, when you do clamp it on there, because these terminals sometimes can be very dirty and it won't jump start. I found that out before. So do make sure you've got a good connection. Bear with me. Yep, that's fine. Right, let's try that rear window now, see if it goes up and down. Up. Fully down. Yep, that's working absolutely fine. Look at that, look. Brilliant. So I can take that right the way up now. Oh. There we go. I'll drop it down a little bit because I want to clean around the edges of it. Put it back there, put it back to where it was. That's it. Right, just turn that off for the minute. Leave the battery pack connected in case I need to do that again. Right, okay, so we know that's fixed in now. Before I go any further, I just want to try this now. And just to see how it sits now. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's a lot better. Yeah, just push in like that, folks. And you'll see exactly what I mean about how this sits on now. Look at that, look. That rubber seal there is butted right up. In fact, it's got to come that way a little bit. In fact, let's get that off a minute again. I've not quite lined it up correctly. There we go. That's got to come that way a bit. And drop down there. So that goes in there, that's better. Sits lovely against the window now. And that is what I was talking about. This now would clip in there, but I haven't got the clips for that, so I'm just going to sticker flex that, because my little bits of lugs underneath this one is actually gone. But I will clean all this up first of all before I do that. So yeah, that's it. So I'm going to carry on, folks. Put all the panels back in together and I'll see you at the end. Right, okay, so I've just got this Sikaflex, which I'm just going to run down the inside here, and I'm going to cover in them little bits that the metal clips, and this will ooze out, as I said to you, so I'm not worried about that, because I can always clean it off afterwards. But I want to make sure I get a constant bead along the top edge, because that's where if any water's going to come in, it's going to come in. Oh, here we go, that's it. That's going in now. That's got it. So if I just press that in there like that, that's where it needs to be. I'm going to need to tape that into place and then clean it all up, because it's a bit of a mess at the moment with Sikaflex everywhere. Right, okay folks, so that's it. I've just got to put a little piece of tape on there just to hold that in place while it sets, and then I can clean all the rest of it off afterwards. But yeah, I'm happy now. That's now in properly as it should be. It's a bit dirty at the moment, but I've just got to do the other side. So there you go, folks. I'm going to pack up a little bit now. Going to go down the road with Sharon.
Oh, me too, go.
How are you taking? Oh, you're walking?
Yeah, Grand Post Office.
Okay, we'll come down with you then.
Thanks.
And yeah, so hope that was
I love him.
Hope that was some use to you.
He's all loads of use to me.
Baby, my mic's right under your arm.
Oh, I'm sorry, little pussycat.
So thank you very much, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now. Let's hope the weather is a lot better nowadays, Sharon.
Yes, the clocks go forward, don't forget.
Yes.